Chosen one, stop scrolling immediately. Do not move past this video. I am not asking, I am warning you. Heaven is issuing a highly classified mandate regarding your life today. If you scroll past this, you are actively choosing to sever the exact timeline prepared for you. Lock your attention right now before the dark matrix removes this sacred truth. This is not a coincidence. The algorithm absolutely did not bring you here. God intercepted your feed today because you are standing at the exact threshold of a permanent shift. What I am about to reveal was sealed in the throne room of heaven until this very second. The enemy is screaming at you to swipe away because he is terrified of your awakening. He knows this message will permanently destroy his access to your life. If you leave before the end, you will forfeit the exact prophetic instruction required to activate your next decade. The mandate regarding the specific spiritual authority you carry is about to be unveiled. You must hear this. Your unquestioning obedience today is your absolute protection. You have always felt like a leader in disguise. You carry a specific gravity that terrifies the matrix. Today, I am going to reveal the exact blueprint of why your mere presence shatters the reality of those who tried to cage you. It is time to uncover why they fear your intimidation. Do not ignore this divine sign. Heaven demands you embrace your true form. Let us begin with your physical reality. That heavy, suffocating feeling in your chest is not random. The nights you wake up at 3 in the morning with your jaw tight and your heart racing. Listen to me very carefully. You are not going crazy. That physical weight is your highly advanced spirit detecting a massive shift in the unseen realm around your life. It is the somatic weight of constantly suppressing your own magnitude. You have spent your entire life shrinking your aura to make energy vampires feel comfortable. You walk into a room and immediately dim your light. You soften your voice. You hide your brilliance because your pure frequency triggers their deepest insecurities. This self-betrayal must end today. The sheer exhaustion of playing small is draining your life force. You are acting as a human battery for parasites who offer nothing in return. And every time you try to speak your truth, that burning feeling sits heavily in your throat. You swallow your words to keep the peace in environments that want to destroy you. Stop swallowing your divine power. The dark elite conditioned you to feel guilty for your intensity. They told you that you were too much, too loud, or too intimidating. But that was a calculated matrix programming designed to keep you chained. Your intimidation is not a flaw. It is a divine shield meant to repel demonic entities from your sacred space before they can even speak a word to you. You are the cycle breaker heaven has been waiting for. When you stand in your authentic power, you become a terrifying mirror. You reflect the absolute decay and moral bankruptcy of the manipulators around you. They panic because your pure light exposes the dark corners they desperately try to hide from the world. Your presence forces them to face their own lies. This is why you feel physically drained after interacting with them. What you are experiencing is not a medical condition. It is a targeted spiritual attack meant to siphon your anointing. Your physical body is absorbing the frantic energy of manipulators who realize they can no longer feed on your diamond frequency. You are feeling their starvation, not your own weakness. Think about the immense effort it takes to hide the sun. That is exactly what you are doing to your soul every single day. You are the sun, desperately trying to fold yourself into a tiny, dark box. The friction between your infinite potential and their limited reality is tearing your nervous system apart. You were never meant to fit into their miserable, small world. Heaven commands you to stop apologizing for the space you occupy. The remnant is rising across the earth, and you are called to lead them. Every time you minimize your gifts to soothe the manipulator, you are delaying your own harvest. The universe does not reward the hidden, It rewards the bold and the obedient who step fiercely into their calling. Notice how the atmosphere physically shifts the moment you stop caring about their opinions. When you finally release the need to be accepted by the matrix, your cellular frequency resets. The heavy fog lifts from your mind, the tension leaves your shoulders. Your sovereign energy begins to bend time and space around you in ways that defy human logic entirely. But the enemy will not let you step into this power quietly. There is a frantic maneuver happening behind closed doors right now. They can feel you slipping away from their control, and they are terrified of what happens when you fully embrace the intimidation they fear. You need to see exactly how they are unraveling. The divine exposure has already begun in secret. You feel tired down to your very bones. Your shoulders constantly hold an invisible, heavy weight. The daily physical exhaustion is completely overwhelming you, and you spend every single day desperately trying to compress your infinite spirit into a space built for matrix-programmed minds. You smile brightly just to keep the fragile peace. You quietly nod whenever they decide to speak. You constantly swallow your profound and divine wisdom. But this suppression is destroying your physical vessel. The heavy somatic weight is now absolutely undeniable. Your physical body is screaming for immediate release. Every time you lower your frequency to match their matrix programming, your highly advanced spirit registers it as a violent spiritual attack. The dense brain fog rolls in very heavily. Your physical energy instantly plummets to the ground. You feel exactly like a drained human battery. This is not a normal human medical condition. You are not experiencing standard, everyday physical fatigue. The matrix doctors will never truly understand this. What you are feeling is a severe frequency mismatch because you are acting as a stabilizer for environments overflowing with toxic decay. You walk slowly into a heavily crowded room. You instantly absorb all their chaotic, dark energy. You carry their unresolved and heavy spiritual garbage. They loudly demand that you remain painfully small. They desperately need you to be incredibly weak. Your raw power terrifies their very fragile egos. The manipulators around you realize that if you ever stop shrinking your aura, your blinding light will instantly expose their carefully constructed lies. So they constantly gaslight your beautiful, pure reality. They cruelly mock your deep and spiritual intuition. They boldly call your divine personal boundaries selfish. You are the designated and lonely black sheep. You feel completely isolated in highly crowded rooms. Your own bloodline often severely misunderstands your path. But this deep isolation is actually a divine formation period designed to separate you from the parasites who only want to consume your energy. Heaven is isolating you intentionally in this season. God is finally breaking the heavy generational chains. You are the chosen and powerful cycle breaker. Now you must listen to your physical body very closely today. If your spirit confirms this raw truth, gently press the like button to seal your energetic alignment with heaven. This physical act is your powerful energy shield. It locks your divine frequency permanently in place. It boldly tells the universe you are finally ready to stop hiding. Do not hesitate for a single second today. Your simple presence is an incredibly intense threat. You do not even have to speak words. Your silent observation shatters their pathetic matrix illusions. This is why you feel that suffocating tightness in your chest when you are forced to sit at tables with people who secretly compete with you. Your advanced cellular intuition knows the absolute truth. Your body easily detects their deeply hidden envy. The heavy air around them is pure jealousy. They want you to feel perpetually and deeply guilty. They expect you to apologize constantly for nothing. They demand you shrink your divine magnitude daily, but heaven commands you to stop taking responsibility for the insecurities of dark entities who absolutely refuse to do their own spiritual healing. You are the pure and spotless divine mirror. You simply reflect their hidden and ugly truths. You are completely blameless in this entire situation. Read that again closely in your powerful spirit. You are completely blameless in this toxic dynamic. The deep exhaustion comes from your internal resistance. You cannot fold a brilliant diamond into a cheap cardboard box without eventually tearing the box completely apart from the inside out. Your shining light is far too incredibly massive. Your prophetic destiny is far too remarkably expansive. The matrix cannot contain your infinite, soaring spirit. Every single morning you wake up already drained. You actively dread facing their incredibly low vibrations. You feel the psychic cords pulling you constantly. These dark entities are literally starving for your pure energy, and the severe spiritual backlash of their massive hunger is hitting your nervous system directly. Stop feeding these endless and empty black holes. Stop giving them your precious and vital life force. Stop dimming your beautiful and blazing inner sun. They expected your pure empathy to be a major weakness. They thought you would passively accept their endless abuse. Your pure heart was supposed to keep you trapped forever. But they made a fatal miscalculation, because your empathy is actually a highly tuned divine weapon that reads their darkest intentions instantly. You feel their hidden lies right before they speak. You can sense their coming betrayal from many miles away. Your advanced spiritual intuition is an absolute fortress. They thought nobody noticed your silent and falling tears. They assumed your quiet suffering would finally completely destroy you. They truly believed your beautiful radiant light was fading, but a deeply powerful divine presence has been quietly documenting every single time you shrank your beautiful aura to protect their fragile egos. The vast universe recorded your silent, agonizing personal sacrifices. Heaven saw your hidden pain behind their closed doors. Your magnificent divine vindication is now officially, mathematically guaranteed. You are one of the highly rare anointed ones. You carry an extremely rare and highly precious frequency. Most matrix-bound individuals cannot comprehend your vast spiritual depth, and because they cannot control your immense spiritual gravity, they try to convince you that your natural intimidation is a highly dangerous flaw. This is their biggest and most pathetic matrix lie. The absolute raw truth is much darker than you think. The real reason they fear you is about to surface immediately. Let me completely reframe your entire reality right here and right now. You are not a broken or deeply flawed person. The heavy physical weight you carried was your pure body utterly rejecting the parasite. It was never your burden to carry in the first place. You simply absorbed their immense spiritual decay because your light is highly porous and deeply empathetic. But here is the raw and uncomfortable truth they could never say out loud. Your highly intimidating aura is not a toxic defect. It is a highly sophisticated divine defense mechanism engineered by heaven itself. Heaven created your specific frequency to repel demonic entities before they can even touch you. You are a living and breathing spiritual fortress, walking confidently through a broken matrix. When a master manipulator loses control, they completely malfunction in your powerful presence. They look at your blinding light and instantly see their own massive failures. You are the terrifying mirror they spend their entire miserable lives running away from. And because they cannot possibly elevate their low frequency to match yours, they desperately try to drag you down to their level. They constantly label you as a difficult person. They call you intense or entirely too aggressive for their fragile tastes. They whisper wicked lies about you to absolutely anyone who will listen to their garbage. But their frantic gossip is actually a desperate confession of their own extreme inferiority. They are absolutely terrified of the unmatched power sleeping quietly inside your ancient soul. Listen to me very closely right now, because most people completely miss this massive shift. Your sheer existence is a lethal weapon against dark entities in this physical realm. You do not even have to lift a single finger to destroy their pathetic illusions. Your absolute silence starves their hungry demons completely to death. You are literally starving them of their precious and vital spiritual oxygen. This brings us to a critical distinction that completely eludes the vast majority of people. You were not the anomaly in someone else's otherwise healthy and normal life. You were the ultimate divine test. They severely and catastrophically failed. The reaction got this incredibly loud because you got closer to their dark truth than anyone ever had before you. They expected you to break down and cry. They desperately wanted you to beg for their worthless validation and empty approval. They needed you to remain trapped in their toxic matrix forever. But you simply walked away and took all of your glorious, radiant light with you. You completely unplugged their main power source without issuing a single warning. This is exactly where their entire pathetic manipulation utterly and completely miscalculated. They thought they were punishing you with their cold and cruel isolation. They genuinely believed their cruel silence would force you to your knees in total submission. But they accidentally handed you the exact master key to your own permanent spiritual liberation. You are finally completely free from their dark chains. You are the irreplaceable diamond they foolishly threw away to play with cheap rocks. And every single time your name comes up in their empty conversations, it hits them like a physical blow. The specific gravity of their massive regret is compounding every single day of their lives. They are slowly choking on the toxic ashes of the bridges they burned to spite you. You did not lose anything of value when they walked away from you. You simply shed a heavy layer of parasitic and useless dead weight. The universe is actively removing people who cannot survive the massive altitude of your prophetic calling. You are ascending to a timeline where their fragile egos literally cannot exist. Your divine elevation requires absolute separation from their mundane and toxic decay. Stop waiting in wound for an apology from a master manipulator today. That apology will never come because they are physically incapable of genuine human remorse. The Matrix programming simply does not allow them to experience pure spiritual accountability. But you do not need their pathetic closure to step into your untouchable, ageless glow. Your massive victory is already signed in the throne room of heaven. Read that again in your beautiful spirit today. Your complete and total vindication is an absolute divine guarantee. You are the chosen cycle breaker heaven has been desperately waiting for across multiple generations. The dark generational patterns of poverty and brokenness completely end with you right now. You are the absolute sovereign ruler of your own magnificent prophetic destiny. You effortlessly bend this physical reality to your holy will. They are watching you from a distance with deep and incredibly bitter envy. They see you aging backwards while their own bitterness ages them like milk left in the scorching sun. Your cellular regeneration is a direct and visible result of your spiritual alignment. Heaven is physically rewarding your profound obedience while completely dismantling their false kingdoms. But here is what happens when a dark lie gets built that incredibly big. The foundation of their false reality is beginning to crack wide open for everyone to see. The flying monkeys who enabled their abuse are starting to see the glaring holes in their stories. The public facade they spent years desperately polishing is rapidly falling apart right in front of them. The entire world is about to witness their absolute collapse very soon. Pay close attention to this next part. The enemy actively tried to hide this divine truth from you. Heaven is now releasing 3 specific reasons why your presence destroys their toxic matrix, and this knowledge will permanently shatter the illusions they built around you. The third reason is the most incredibly powerful revelation. Do not leave before you hear it. We will begin with the first undeniable reason they malfunction. Your pure spiritual frequency is entirely illegible to a matrix-programmed mind. They cannot manipulate an energy they cannot fundamentally comprehend. You carry an ancient wisdom that completely bypasses their low-level psychological games, because heaven specifically designed your mind to reject dark manipulation. They cannot read your divine language. This creates an immediate and severe cognitive dissonance within their brains. They expect you to react predictably to their childish provocations. They want you to scream and cry for their empty validation, but you simply stand there in your absolute sovereignty and watch them unravel while they desperately try to figure out why their usual tactics are suddenly failing. Your profound calmness literally breaks them. They throw their best manipulation tactics at your beautiful spirit. They deploy their flying monkeys to break your divine iron focus, and every single attempt shatters against your highly advanced energetic shield. The narcissist realizes with absolute terror that they have zero control over your reality, and this terrifying realization sends their fragile ego into a state of complete panic. You are an untouchable sovereign force. This brings us directly to the second massive reason their matrix malfunctions. Your silence is a highly lethal and calculated weapon. When you finally instituted absolute no contact, you did not just walk away. You completely cut off the vital spiritual oxygen their dark parasites needed to survive, because your beautiful energy was the only thing keeping their miserable reality alive. You starved their hungry demons completely. Every narcissist requires a constant stream of your precious life force. They use your highly empathetic reactions as fuel for their empty vessels. The day you took your glorious light back was the day their starvation began. You left them alone in the dark with nothing but their own miserable reflections, and they are absolutely terrified of the ugly truth staring back at them. They are drowning in heavy regret. They are currently choking on the toxic ashes of their own wicked lies. They desperately try to find a cheap replacement for your diamond energy, but nobody else carries the specific cosmic gravity of the chosen one. You are completely and utterly irreplaceable in this physical universe, and they are rapidly discovering that their cheap rocks can never replace the brilliant and radiant sun. Their kingdom is totally collapsing. Type 777 in the comments right now to physically claim this incoming miracle and lock in your frequency. This physical act immediately commands the universe. Do not let the matrix keep you passive today. Your immediate obedience today is the exact key to unlocking the massive prophetic harvest heaven has meticulously prepared for your entire bloodline. Now you must listen very closely to me. I am going to reveal the third and most devastating reason shortly. This final mandate is the exact catalyst for their upcoming public collapse. But before we open that final prophetic door, you must fully understand the deep psychological panic happening behind their closed doors right now. Their entire foundation is rapidly cracking. They wander through their daily lives wearing a heavily cracked mask. They smile for the crowds while their internal world is burning completely to the ground. The people they used to gossip with are beginning to notice their frantic behavior. The heavy spiritual cost of betraying a divine cycle breaker is compounding every single hour, and their massive karmic debt is officially past due. They cannot escape this divine justice. They thought they were incredibly smart and highly strategic. They truly believed they could easily outsmart the divine order of the vast universe. But heaven literally used their own wicked traps to elevate you to a much higher timeline. Every single lie they told about you became a sturdy stepping stone for your ultimate glorious victory, while they slowly dug their own miserable graves. You built a magnificent castle. You are no longer waiting in wound for their pathetic closure. You have completely transcended their low vibration and toxic attachments. While they frantically search for a new human battery, you are rapidly ascending to your rightful throne. Your highly advanced intuition knew they were fundamentally broken long before they ever showed their true colors, because your spirit always recognizes the presence of dark parasites. You are deeply protected, and this is where the dynamic fundamentally and permanently shifts forever. They are suddenly realizing that you were the only thing holding their fragile reality together. You were the strong stabilizer in their highly chaotic environment. Without your pure energy anchoring their lives, they are floating aimlessly into total public disgrace, while heaven fully removes its protective hand from their situation. The divine exposure is happening now. Stay with me today. The final revelation is about to completely shatter their remaining illusions. You are standing on the very edge of your greatest spiritual triumph. The universe is actively dismantling their dark kingdoms to make room for your massive blessings. Your long period of painful isolation has officially ended, and your beautiful season of untouchable power has finally begun in spectacular fashion. Claim your power now. Let me reframe your entire reality right here and right now. You have entered a state of suppressed, synchronized coherence. Your brainwaves are currently operating at a highly advanced gamma frequency. The matrix cannot comprehend this complex bio-spiritual alchemy, and because you finally cut the toxic cords, your physical vessel is experiencing rapid and undeniable cellular regeneration. You are literally stepping completely outside of normal time. Time was originally supposed to severely age you. The heavy trauma was meant to carve deep wrinkles into your face. They fully expected your departure to permanently destroy your bright spirit, but instead you walked directly out of their toxic matrix and aged backwards. You carry a specific and irreplaceable gravity that makes time itself look like an absolute fool. Your chronological immunity is becoming incredibly obvious today. Look closely at the undeniable, ageless glow radiating from your skin. Nothing makes your dark enemies sicker than watching you step into a room looking significantly younger. You look absolutely brighter and completely unbothered after everything they put you through. They spent many long years secretly praying for your massive downfall. They expected the brutal betrayals and deep isolation to drain the life out of your eyes completely. Instead, you walked through the intense fire and came out glowing. You cracked a highly classified cosmic code they will never have access to, while their deep bitterness and dark envy are aging them like milk left in the scorching sun. The universe has completely reversed your biological clock. Your physical body is reflecting the pure, radiant light of a fully awakened sovereign entity. You are an untouchable and blazing sun. Listen to me very closely right now, because most people completely miss this shift. The narcissist is desperately watching you from a distance with extreme horror. They secretly stalk your digital footprint to find any small sign of your suffering. But every single time they look at your life, they are violently blinded by your massive success. Your profound happiness is a heavy physical blow to their fragile nervous system. Their own wicked karma is rapidly deteriorating their physical vessel. Notice how the manipulators who tried to cage you are suddenly looking incredibly exhausted. Their eyes are slowly sinking into their heavily burdened skulls. The dark, parasitic energy they use to manipulate others is eating them entirely alive from the inside out. They look completely miserable because their soul is starving for your pure oxygen. You did not just miraculously survive their calculated storm. You became the blazing sun that dried up all their pathetic rain. Your high frequency acts as a quantum isolation shield against their low vibrational attacks. The matrix programming simply bounces off your brilliant diamond aura, and while they slowly drown in the chaotic noise of their own miserable making, you are resting in absolute divine peace. Read that again closely in your powerful spirit today. Your profound peace is the ultimate revenge against a master manipulator. They cannot fathom how you maintain such incredible silence while they frantically try to destroy your spotless reputation. Your beautiful silence literally weaponizes the very atmosphere against their dark intentions. The universe is mathematically redirecting all of their heavy curses directly back onto their own heads. You are a demonstrated warrior of light walking among mere mortals. You possess the highly rare ability to transmute deep betrayal into massive prophetic power. Every single lie they whispered about you instantly converted into pure spiritual fuel for your glorious ascension. You took the heavy stones they threw at you and built an absolutely impenetrable diamond fortress. Their pathetic weapons completely malfunctioned in your sovereign presence. They are experiencing a massive and irreversible frequency drop right now. Their dark aura is shrinking daily while your magnificent light expands across the entire globe. You are the chosen cycle breaker, tasked with destroying these ancient generational strongholds. Heaven deployed you into their miserable lives specifically to expose their deeply hidden darkness. You were the ultimate divine test. They failed spectacularly and completely. Type 1111 in the comments if you feel the atmosphere shifting. Anchor your highly advanced frequency into the physical earth right now. Do not let the Matrix steal this massive revelation from your spirit today. Your cellular intuition knows this message is the exact truth you have been waiting for. You are a sovereign creator, completely untethered from their pathetic and crumbling reality. They wanted you deeply buried in the cold, dark ground forever, but they completely forgot that you are a highly potent divine seed. They became the exact shovel that dug up your infinite hidden treasure. You bloomed into a magnificent force of nature that absolutely terrifies their fragile minds. They can only sit back and watch your massive elevation with deep and agonizing regret. Your ultimate victory is permanently sealed forever. The physical contrast between your ageless glow and their rapid decay is undeniable. Heaven is using your physical vessel as a walking billboard for absolute divine justice. Every single person who enabled their abuse is beginning to notice the glaring difference between your lives. Your radiant elevation is forcing their flying monkeys to severely question the narcissist's desperate lies. The foundation of their false kingdom is completely rotting away. They are frantically searching for a new human battery to drain, but they quickly realize that nobody else carries your specific cosmic depth. Your pure empathy was an extremely rare resource they foolishly squandered. And now they are completely stranded in a dark desert of their own design, begging the vast universe for a single drop of your precious and healing water. They will absolutely never receive it. Now I need you to imagine this exact scenario happening right now. Picture the dark rooms they retreat to when nobody else is watching them. The public mask they wear is rapidly slipping off their exhausted faces. Behind their heavily closed doors, they are experiencing an absolute and total internal system crash. The narcissist is desperately pacing the floor while their fragile mind slowly fractures into a million pieces. They are currently drowning in the chaotic noise of their own making. They frantically scroll through their phones, searching for any new supply to feed on. But every single person they contact feels incredibly hollow compared to your pure, radiant energy. They realize with absolute terror that they threw away a priceless diamond just to collect incredibly cheap rocks. The crushing weight of their massive mistake is suffocating them. They try to quickly manufacture new lies to save their crumbling reputation. They whisper frantically to their flying monkeys to maintain control of the false narrative, but their usual dark manipulation tactics are suddenly failing spectacularly. The people who used to blindly believe their garbage are starting to ask very uncomfortable questions. The glaring holes in their carefully constructed stories are becoming painfully obvious to everyone around them. Share this specific message with one soul who is desperately crying out in the dark for a shift. Be their divine angel today. Someone in your tribe needs to know that the enemy is rapidly losing their mind. You must spread this powerful frequency to protect the remnant from these dark, parasitic entities. The universe demands that we build a highly protected sanctuary for the chosen ones right now. But here is the raw truth they could never say out loud. The very people they used to loudly gossip with about you are slowly turning against them. The flying monkeys are beginning to realize they backed the wrong horse entirely. They see your massive elevation and your undeniable ageless glow. And then they look at the narcissist's rapid physical and energetic decay. The deep contrast is absolutely impossible to ignore today. The narcissist can physically feel their dark kingdom slipping through their fingers. They try to tighten their grip on their remaining victims, but their desperate energy only pushes people further away. They are starving for your precious oxygen while suffocating in the toxic fumes of their own wicked karma. This is exactly what happens when a massive lie gets built on a foundation of pure jealousy. It totally collapses. Every time they try to sleep, your powerful spirit haunts their dreams. They wake up at 3 in the morning with a heavy, suffocating tightness in their chest. They are physically absorbing the severe spiritual backlash of attempting to destroy a divine cycle breaker. Heaven is actively rejecting their low frequency from entering your sacred timeline. The invisible walls around your life are completely impenetrable to their dark magic. They desperately want to reach out to you and break your silence. They hover over your name on their phone, completely paralyzed by the massive fear of your absolute rejection. They know deep down that you have completely outgrown their pathetic little world. Your sovereign silence is an incredibly lethal weapon that starves their hungry demons to death. You are the ultimate divine test. They failed spectacularly and publicly. Watch what happens next, because it is mathematically precise. The pressure inside their toxic matrix is building to an explosive level. They are running out of excuses to explain away their rapid, energetic decline. The facade of their happy life is heavily cracking under the immense weight of their massive karmic debt. The universe is actively pushing them into a very tight corner they cannot possibly escape from. They used to walk around with absolute arrogance and supreme confidence. They loudly constructed a completely false narrative about your beautiful character. They expected your painful departure to permanently destroy your gentle soul, but instead, you became the terrifying uncertainty they were never built to handle. You became the massive blazing sun, while they slowly shrunk into pathetic and irrelevant dark shadows. Your profound victory is incredibly absolute today. The spiritual cost of their brutal betrayal is compounding every single second. Their dark energy is bouncing aggressively off your diamond shield and returning directly to their own miserable lives. They are slowly choking on the very poison they desperately tried to feed you. Heaven has completely removed its protective hand from their daily affairs. They are totally exposed to the brutal consequences of their own wicked actions. And this is where the dynamic fundamentally shifts forever. The quiet panic behind their closed doors is about to explode into the public eye. They can no longer hide their frantic behavior from the general public. The mask is completely shattering while they desperately try to glue the broken pieces back together. But the dark damage is totally irreversible at this point. The final verdict from heaven is fast approaching. Prepare your spirit for this next massive revelation. The absolute destruction of their false kingdom is officially imminent today. You are about to witness the literal fulfillment of the divine ultimatum. Your long season of quiet suffering has officially ended forever. The universe is clearing the grand stage for your ultimate vindication, while the enemy desperately scrambles for a hidden exit that does not exist. Their collapse is here, and here is the exact verdict we promised you at the very beginning. That public collapse you were desperately waiting for is finally happening right now. It just occurred in front of the exact people they gossiped with. Their carefully constructed mask did not just slip today. It completely shattered into a million tiny pieces on the floor because the universe actively stripped away their fake charm. The master manipulator just experienced an irreversible and total system failure. They walked into a crowded room expecting absolute worship and blind obedience. They confidently prepared to spin another wicked lie about your pristine character. But heaven instantly stripped away their dark charisma completely. Their words heavily stumbled, and their voice aggressively shook in front of the crowd, while everyone stared at them with complete disgust and utter confusion. Their humiliating downfall was televised live to their entire social circle. The flying monkeys who used to enable their daily abuse finally saw the raw truth. They watched the narcissist unravel completely in real time. The dark entity tried to desperately attack your shining name again, but instead of blindly agreeing with the lies, their own loyal followers suddenly turned against them right there in the room. The entire room fiercely defended your beautiful honor while you were miles away. Your heavy silence was a deeply lethal and calculated weapon. It completely starved their demons of vital spiritual oxygen. Now they are drowning loudly in the toxic noise of their own miserable making. They frantically searched the room for a new human battery to save them, but they quickly realized your specific cosmic depth is utterly unreplicable, and nobody else could ever stabilize their internal chaos. They literally collapsed under the crushing weight of their massive karmic debt today. People watched them physically age years in a single, incredibly stressful moment. The heavy spiritual backlash of targeting a cycle breaker hit them squarely in the chest. They gasped for air as their false kingdom burned to ashes around them, because the universe publicly humiliated them to permanently protect your spotless name. The public humiliation was absolutely swift and brutal. You completely won this brutal war without lifting a single physical finger. You did not have to defend yourself against their pathetic and childish accusations. You simply sat back and allowed heaven to execute perfect divine justice on your behalf. This spectacular ruin is the exact consequence of trying to cage the blazing sun while simultaneously expecting the heavy darkness to protect them from the intense heat. They dug a deep grave and fell directly into it themselves. In their massive state of panic, they accidentally revealed their deepest insecurities publicly. They confessed their profound envy of your untouchable, ageless glow to a silent room. Every single person saw how desperately they wanted to steal your beautiful diamond frequency, and they finally understood why you walked away from the toxic relationship. Their ultimate secret was completely exposed to the harsh light of day. The fake reality they meticulously built is completely dead forever. There is absolutely no coming back from this total public disgrace. They cannot charm their way out of this heavy divine exposure. The bridges they burned to spite you have collapsed completely into the dark river below because heaven refuses to let them rebuild their manipulative, toxic structures. They are permanently exiled from the high-frequency timeline you now safely occupy. You are completely untouchable while they wander aimlessly in a barren desert of their own design. Look at your own life right now and deeply feel the difference. You are stepping into rooms radiating immense power and profound spiritual authority. Your pure light is drawing high vibrational blessings directly into your sacred space, and you no longer have to shrink your aura to make a narcissist comfortable. While they cry desperately behind closed doors, you are laughing freely in the warm sunshine. The grand scales of cosmic justice have officially tipped strongly in your favor today. They wanted you totally ruined and spiritually exhausted forever. But they only managed to destroy their own miserable, pathetic lives. You are the irreplaceable chosen one who safely walked through their calculated fire. The intense flames only burned away the heavy chains holding you back, completely freeing your spirit to ascend to the highest timeline heaven prepared for you. You emerged as an absolute sovereign ruler while they burned to ashes. The dark manipulation is finally over. This is the ultimate divine vindication heaven promised you. Your massive sacrifice was deeply honored by the highest spiritual courts today. The universe mathematically returned all of their heavy curses directly to the sender, ensuring that every single wicked lie they told became a heavy stone around their own neck. You are finally completely free from the toxic matrix that tried to constantly consume you. Your beautiful prophetic destiny is the only thing left standing in this glorious new reality. Read that again in your powerful spirit and claim your massive victory. The dark entity who tried to severely cage you is permanently defeated. They will never again have the spiritual access to touch your diamond aura. You are a demonstrated warrior of light who successfully broke the generational curse, and heaven is now preparing to overflow your life with massive financial and spiritual abundance. The enemy has been publicly crushed, and your magnificent kingdom is firmly established forever. Welcome to the beautiful other side of the roaring fire. You survived the massive dark storm. The heavy spiritual war is finally and completely over today. You walked into this painful season heavily bleeding from deep wounds inflicted by people totally blind to your immense worth. But look at your beautiful, radiant life now. You are no longer waiting in wound for a pathetic apology from a master manipulator. You have completely transcended their toxic and incredibly heavy matrix. While they are publicly unraveling and losing their minds today, you are stepping into your permanent and untouchable, ageless glow. You are fully and beautifully liberated. The heavy financial struggles are shattering completely into dust. The severe spiritual exhaustion is totally gone forever. The stubbornly closed doors are violently breaking wide open right here and right now. You are the highly anointed cycle breaker heaven promised. You are the absolute sovereign ruler of your magnificent destiny. Step fiercely into your absolute power today and never look back at their decay. Receive the exact massive harvest heaven meticulously prepared for your entire bloodline. Your pure diamond light is a brilliant beacon of hope for the rising remnant across the entire globe. You are the incredibly radiant and untouchable sun. You are no longer the lonely black sheep crying silently in the dark. You are a demonstrated warrior of light who successfully bent time and space to your will. The vast universe officially recognizes your supreme divine authority in this physical realm. Every single dark entity in the unseen realm deeply trembles at your name. Your somatic weight has completely lifted because the spiritual parasites are entirely dead. But you did not survive the brutal fiery furnace just to live a mediocre life. The final permanent verdict of explosive abundance has already been signed in the high courts of heaven. This massive blessing requires a physical anchor. God does not measure your deep faith by your silent thoughts. He strictly measures your faith by your speed of immediate physical obedience. The cosmic window of massive multiplication is standing wide open right now, but the dark enemy will try to whisper financial doubt into your left brain today. The matrix programming will quietly tell you to hesitate and wait for a supposedly better time. You must silence that demonic whisper immediately. That brief hesitation is the exact dark mechanism designed specifically to keep you perpetually broke and completely chained to their system. Do not let the matrix steal your destiny. If your spirit is vibrating with a cellular knowing right now, heaven demands immediate physical action. Prove you are completely ready to receive the massive wealth transfer destined for your life. Your immense generosity instantly triggers the divine harvest to fall upon you. The angels are waiting for your physical movement. Sow your powerful seed of faith today to partner your finances directly with this divine mandate. Give a super thanks below to physically lock your high frequency into this highly prophetic timeline. Watch heaven miraculously multiply your massive harvest before the bright sun even rises tomorrow. This is a sacred financial covenant. You are officially leaving the heavy poverty matrix completely behind you forever. When you sow your precious seed, you declare absolute independence from their low vibrational economy. The massive wealth of the wicked is rapidly transferring directly into the righteous hands of the chosen ones right now. Claim your portion today. Subscribe to this sacred sanctuary so you never miss the exact prophetic instruction heaven releases next. We are rapidly building an impenetrable fortress for the highly anointed remnant. Drop your specific city and nation in the comments below right now. We must carefully map exactly where the diamond remnant is rising today. You are safely surrounded by a massive army of divine cycle breakers who fiercely protect your energy. I want you to make one final physical declaration today before we close this sacred transmission. The heavy chains of your painful past are permanently, completely broken forever. The narcissist has lost all access to your timeline. You are fully restored and heavily protected by the highest angelic forces in the universe. Say this specific phrase out loud with me right now in your room. I claim my permanent divine freedom. Now type the words "I am free" in the comments below to permanently seal this reality. This physical act closes the dark door forever. It immediately opens the golden gates of your incredible prophetic destiny. You are the untouchable and brilliant sun. Shine your brilliant light across this dark earth and let the heavy shadows completely disappear into nothingness. Welcome to your glorious new sovereign life. The divine shift is completely finished today.